welcome to the channel. In this algorithm video series, next let's talk about recursion. We all familiar with functions, right? In programming, a function is a named set of instructions that solves a problem. If I want to execute those instructions, we need to call that function using that function name, right? We also know that a function can be called inside another function like this, right? But what if I tell you a function can actually call itself? Yes, when a function calls itself inside its own body, it is called a recursive function, and this technique is known as recursion. Recursion is a problem-solving technique where a function calls itself to solve a problem. It works by solving smaller instances of the same problem until it reaches a stopping condition called the base case. Different problem-solving technique in programming mean different ways of thinking or different approach to solve the same problem. There are many problem-solving techniques in programming. Recursion is one of them, where a function solves a problem by calling itself with smaller inputs until it reaches a stopping condition. Okay, little bit confusing, right? Let's take an example. Let's write countdown program. So here is the problem statement. We are given a number, let's take n, and we need to print numbers from n down to 0. For example, if n value is 5, then the output is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is our problem. Now to solve this problem, the first approach comes to my mind is using loops. That is, let's define a function. Function name is countdown, and here I'll take n input. Then let's use for loop, range, and here I need to mention start, end and step. So we need to start from n. So start is n, end is -1 because we want to print number till 0. End is exclusive, so we need to mention -1, and step is -1 because we want numbers in the descending order. Then print. Then here outside the loop, let's print done message. Next, we need to call this function like this. Save and execute. Here you can see the output. This is the one way to solve this problem. Now what if I don't want to use loop? Then we can write this program in another way. Another way of thinking or idea to solve this problem. I'll treat this problem like this. First, I'll print the number here like this. Then here in this example, we need to print 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 like that, right? For that, what I'll do, instead of using loop, I'll call this same function, that is countdown, but I'll take smaller input, that is n-1. Now what it will do is, if n value is 10, initially it will print 10, then it will call this function again for input 9. So it will execute this function body for input 9 now. So it will print 9 and it will call the same function to print 8. Here you can see the idea. Here we'll print the current number, that is small part of the problem. Then function calls itself to handle the rest. Rest of the problem is printing numbers from n-1 to 0. We'll handle the first step and recursion will handle the rest. Now if I save this and execute this, okay, we'll get negative values also because there is no stopping condition here, right? We need a stopping condition. So here we need to include that. If n is less than 0, then print and return, stop the function, save and execute this. Here you can see the countdown and done message. So this is another way of solving this problem. Initially we'll print the number. To print the rest of the numbers, function calls itself with simpler input. Okay, so this is recursion. So that's it for now guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.